record button.
This
I know. It's a little unceremonious.
this is very, very much so.
Sitting down?
You don't even have the headphones on.
No, I don't.
This might all sound bad.
I mean, I was gonna do one of those like cold edits. Right now we just kind of jump right into the middle of it,
Boom!
but yeah, like that.
And boom!
We always start with "So All You Dork" with the good boo.
I said boom.
Oh, boom?
Yes.
Oh.
Like
Why was I even thinking of ghosts now that I think about it?
like boom goes the thing that the mic sits on.
Yeah, what's that called?
The torque.
Boom torque? The fuck is a boom torque?
I don't know.
Hold on. There was like a Bop It ripoff that I was really into.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was called Dork.
Maybe.
No,
Was it the same kind of game where it's like do all these different tasks?
Kind of, yeah.
Thing, yeah.
Bop It, rip off, Torque. I'm curious.
We've never had like. Well, that's not true. We've looked up things on our phones, but never like the laptop.
I'm just searching Bop It rip off to make things easier. Has the internet not heard of this ripoff? I swear it existed.
Swear to me.
I swear that the Bop Off ripoff existed, Batman.
All right, good to go.
I searched Bop It ripoff, and they're only saying there's 4 pages of results.
Wow.
Just for Bop It ripoff?
Wow.
Really? Hold on. I thought World Trade Center came up. Am I insane? Did I just... Oh, World Tower Company. Okay, I scrolled by that quickly. I'm like, we figured it out.
Yeah.
But, Brandon, I'm feeling pretty good today.
Are you really?
I'm feeling pretty pumped.
I'm glad you're pumped.
Oh, your peas are gonna pop the poop right out of your poopers. No, see the thing. I got you nice and close to the mic, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. Here, well, I'll make
sure.
Every time it happens, I go, Brandon, stop! Like, it'll be good. No, it's fine. I like how relaxed this is because if this was slightly more professional, then I maybe couldn't do that. But we can just figure it out as we go. We have many episodes ahead of us.
Many.
Yes. So welcome to the finale of Whistle All You Dork.
Yes. Welcome everyone to the first of many other episodes. Not.
Yes. This will be kind of a long finale, though. We're going to break it into a couple episodes, so that'll be fun. Also, Brandon, I suspect these remotes on this table beside me are going to rattle, so I'm going to...
Why?
I'm going to throw them softly onto a mattress behind me.
Alrighty.
Because I don't want any rattle. I don't want to accidentally...
If your hand, touches the table and the palsy starts kicking in, you don't want to... Okay.
I don't want no bump and rattle, as they say.
Right.
But
they do say.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready to bust out these final few. I'm excited. Here's a problem, though, Brandon.
Oh, what? Oh, no.
I am coming into this in less than perfect conditions.
Oh, jeez.
Usually when I go to work, I stare at a computer for a long time, and I have my spectacles on.
Hey, me too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now, I don't technically need my spectacles for all occasions. A doctor hasn't said, you must have these spectacles, young man. But I do have kind of a eye weakness. The way I'll describe it is my eyes, when I use them too much, they go, eyes hurty, no work, no good. And then it'll be harder for me to read things and such. And also my eyes will just feel exhausted, so it'll make me feel tired. But because, when you're tired, your eyes droop. But when your eyes droop, you're not necessarily tired.
Drew, it's okay. You don't need to, create this elaborate ruse for me. You can just tell the audience that you're illiterate.
Okay, it's true. But also, I didn't bring my glasses into work today. This is the first time I've made that boo-boo.
So they've had a severe strain then.
Right, even having my glasses on, my eyes are still going, we don't want to read today. And ordinarily, that wouldn't be a problem, except today, I am going to have some reading to do.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, you stop, Brandon. There's a bit of...
My B was too...
Oh, boy.
boy.
Here, how did I explain this to a cohort of ours? Is that because whenever I tell him he's popping, like he might say like, "My name is Peter," and I'll go, "Oh, you popped," and he'll go, "My name is Peter," and I'm like, "It's not." You don't have to say it quieter. It's about
the stress, isn't it?
There's a pop right there too.
Yeah.
It's about how much breath is coming out when you say it. Because I go, "My name is Peter," but there wasn't a lot of breath. But I go, "My name is Peter," and oh, that one popped right there, and it wasn't even as loud. Like, "Hello, my name is Peter." Like, my name is not Peter. Just I don't want to confuse anyone. But yeah, it's tricky. And you know what, Brandon? I'm not having as many problems. It's probably because I have a better mic, honestly. That does help. But I think I'm going to bequeath the headphones to you. I feel like you need these more than I do.
Oh, you're very generous.
And then you can catch yourself.
I can.
And this is also sort of an allusion, if you will, to the original Whistle While You Dork. The first series. I mean, it's only been
series.
one. You were the one with the headphones for a while, right?
I was the one with the headphones for a while. But then we figured, well, because of incidents like this with me not really knowing how to do good voice work, maybe Drew should be the one monitoring the sound. Just in case. So
yeah, I think at a certain point we stepped up the game a little bit, and I went, I'll just put on the headphones. But yeah, now we're back, and again, I would mostly blame the mic. I mean, a good microphone is kind of built in with filters that'll prevent popping. Although I can't pop if I feel like it, which is crazy. I don't have headphones in, so that sounds fine to me. But did that pop?
It did.
All right, I got the pop. Okay. That's like a whole other challenge is trying to pop when you can't hear anything.
Oh, I need my pop Viagra.
Yeah. But anyway, so I feel like I'm tired, but I'm not. But my eyes are not on my side today. And unfortunately for a podcast where it's a very eye-heavy medium, so this is going to be very difficult indeed.
A similar thing happened to me today. Like, I think the problem is gone now, but like I had my contacts in, but my left eye was kind of hurting a bit, so I took it out. I'm like, oh geez, I either have a sty or some scratch on my eye, which would suck. But I was driving. I was driving into work with just my glasses on, and it was kind of agonizing because I don't know if it's the same sensation with you, but it was like my eyes felt exhausted and tired and strained and fatigued, but consciously I was awake. Like, I am awake right now, but like my eyes are like, ugh.
That's exactly what's happening to me right now.
And I was like, and I'm on the road. I'm like, eyes, you can't close right now. Otherwise it is certain doom for us all.
Oh yeah. No, I've been having problems. Well, not as much anymore, but I'd be driving to work. I try to only get 6 hours of sleep, but I'd be almost passing out while driving very fast. And at a certain point I went, this will make me go die. So I literally 2 days in a row, I was so tired I had to pull over and just sleep for 20 minutes just to like get some energy back. And I was thinking, I have to put an end to this. I have to stop this. They need some kind of invention that'll just kind of wake it. Oh, right, coffee.
A drink. Aha.
So now I have like a tiny bit of black coffee in the morning. It's totally utilitarian. It just 10 sips and it really works. It really does. And I don't have a lot of it too. I always took pride in being one of those people that didn't drink coffee.
Me too.
Because I don't need coffee. I've got the energy. But now I'm like, you're being a dumbass.
Yeah.
Like these other people are like, I have this tool at my disposal that'll make things easier for me.
Yeah. I considered myself a cut above the rest in a similar way in college because I didn't really start drinking until college. And even then it was kind of like an emergency situation. But, you know, and I did take pride in it like you did. I'm like, haha, I don't need this thing to like help me get through stuff. I'm good on only a couple hours of sleep. Everything is awesome. But that same me if I was to tell that same me from then, I would say, dude, you're not working full time. You have no idea how hard it is about to become.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sit down and shut up, and maybe be okay with black coffee. And now I have a system. I'm like, okay, I get into work. We have a Keurig, so I'm like, I drink 2 cups of this, and then a cup of this, and then if 3 cups isn't quite doing it for me, then I'll have more.
I will have a little bit of coffee. I'll pour it into a mug and I'll drink it on the ride into work, which for me is like 35, 40 minutes. And I don't even usually finish it. It's really just 10 sips. Then I go into work and I'm good. I have my lunch and that's it. No breakfast for me.
I'm envious of you because while you can get by in a couple sips, I'm over here staining my teeth day after day after day.
Well, you see, ordinarily I would feel pride, like, haha, but now I'm thinking, well, maybe if I just have like 3 more cups, I only need 4 hours of sleep. So who knows? But what I do know is that I'm already feeling a little more awake, weirdly enough, just talking about coffee. I don't know how that happened. We should get coffee.
Yeah.
I got champagne. We might have been having it right now, except I didn't refrigerate it like a dumbass.
Amateur.
And we could have it not refrigerated. There aren't rules against that.
I have a rule against drinking lukewarm champagne.
There are rules against it now.
There are. If you drink champagne like wine, you're a plebeian scum.
Oh, well, we will not be plebeian scums. That is exactly what I hoped we would accomplish for this grand dork finale.
All right. Well, I suppose we should just get into it. What are we going to talk about on this episode, Drew?
Well, I had a fun idea because Brandan, you see, you already know this.
No, but let's pretend like I don't.
Yeah.
You know, for the sake of the show.
I am a bit of an organized person, and I have taken the liberty of detailing every unique segment that we've had for this podcast. We have our recurring ones, High on Knowledge, Word of the Day, Fuck Yeah This Week. But all the other bonus ones I wanted to keep track of. And I was trying to think of good things for us to go out on. Because I feel like we reached a point where we talked about a lot of great topics. I think we both feel we've covered some solid ground.
I think so.
We don't have too much more to talk about. You know, maybe we'll think of something afterward. Fuck! Should have talked about underpants. I don't know. I mean, we
wasted potential.
But I was trying to think of good finale stuff, and one of my ideas was, why don't we just do every segment again?
That's a great idea.
Do you actually think that?
I do think that.
All right, good, because it occurred to me, Brandon could think this is stupid.
Veto!
It is just kind of
away with your silly idea.
I'm glad that you think it's all right, because that is what we're planning on doing. So it's good that we're both on board.
But we can't get underway without first doing our Word of the Day and High on Knowledge.
And Brandon, I had another idea.
Oh, what?
This is actually your idea.
It was?
Yeah. We're gonna switch the segments.
No!
Yeah.
It's everything is turning turtle.
Oh no. Let's maybe we shouldn't. Oh man, hold on. I thought that I took notes on what my high on knowledge would be, and I didn't. I thought I was coming into this like, I'm so prepared, and then I go and I look, and I got nothing. I specifically wanted to avoid dead air, Brandon, and I bet. Well, I mean, for all I know, you don't have a word prepared.
Not only do I have a word prepared,
no,
I have a story of how I found out what it means.
Are you kidding me?
Point Brandan.
I already shared my Titanic story.
You did. Just think movies. Hey, think movies.
I know things.
Tell me all the things
movies.
about movies.
Okay, I know you know this thing because I shared this with you, but this is a thing that I don't think I've formally said on the podcast.
But I would contend we have to educate the other person.
Oh man, well, that's not. I'm a dumbass. Like, if I wasn't a dumbass, then
Well, that's why this segment works so well, is because I could tell you just about anything.
there has to be something you did in high on. No, I don't think I knew anything you ever did on high on knowledge. To be fair, though, you didn't know any of my words.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're right,
You were
you're right.
always like, what does this mean? I'm like, I don't know. This?
It's something that you don't know. What fun facts do I have? Something about the Boss Baby. Do I have any
Freaking sure.
fun Boss Baby facts? Oh, I can talk to you about a deleted scene in a movie. And you'll go, whoa, that was a deleted scene? That's crazy. But what deleted scenes do... Oh, man, I don't think I'm going to have... Oh, okay. I got something stupid that we can talk about. But this is going to be a high on knowledge from Drew. Not with the preparation that I anticipated, but this is still interesting, and it's highly specific, unfortunately.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the podcast this week. Yes.
So you know the movie Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you enjoy the movie Logan?
I really did like Logan.
Okay, so there is a scene where... you know how... Oh, spoilers. We should do some spoilers for this.
Spoilers for Logan.
What's it? Professor X? Is that his name?
Yes, Charles Xavier.
Yeah, and he goes die.
Say it ain't so.
He's dead, and then you have that other X-Men character, the other mutant that was like, I'm albino. Aren't I fun?
Oh, the Stephen Merchant character?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought of like a no. You already knew that high on knowledge. It's gonna be okay. Well, that no one will ever know the other one that I got sidetracked by. But okay, continuing. So Stephen Merchant's character, he sacrifices himself and kind of explodes.
Yep.
And then there's another scene not too long from there where you see Wolverine and he is burying Professor X, and he's getting all sad about it. And I didn't think anything of this watching it through the first time. But then I kind of thought back and I went, hey, you know what? Like, Wolverine didn't grab the body of Stephen Merchant's mutant and bury him either. And they were friends. I mean, they were living together for however long a time they were living together. I imagine it was a while. Now, apparently... what happened is there was a scene, a deleted scene. I don't even know if it's available to watch, but they had a scene of Stephen Merchant kind of just like crawling on the ground, about to die, and kind of made eye contact with Wolverine. And then Stephen Merchant died. But audiences, when they saw that scene in test screenings, were thinking, well, why wouldn't Wolverine also bury Stephen Merchant? But dramatically... you want to focus on Professor X's burial because that's what the story needs to do. And it'd be very distracting if there's also this other grave to the side of a character. Like, and it'd just feel disrespectful to that other character because he wouldn't be given the same kind of attention.
Right.
So what they did is they just kind of let the movie play out and hope people wouldn't notice. And I did not notice. But that is the high on knowledge, is that oh, rude. Like, is that technically his character was kind of abandoned and not buried.
Yeah.
And that was kind of rude.
It was kind of rude.
Did that work? Was that a good high on
That
knowledge?
did work. That also makes me think of X-Men 3, The Last Stand, where, who was the actor that played Cyclops? Was it Brandan?
James Marsden?
Was it James Marsden? I thought it was...
I haven't seen... like anything besides Logan.
Okay, because he also played Superman in Superman Returns.
I don't know.
I think it's Brandon something or other. So Cyclops, spoilers for X3, he dies pretty early in the movie. And then, he's out of the rest of the movie. And, the big shock of all shocks at the end of the movie is, Jean Grey goes all Dark Phoenix and ends up, being killed by Logan. And then they have this epilogue funeral scene for Jean, because, very sad. But what they did was in the garden of the X mansion, they had a memorial stone, one for her and one for Scott. And because he isn't in the rest of the movie and isn't really mentioned, you're like, oh yeah, Scott died at the beginning of this movie. Oops, I think we were supposed to be focusing on Gene. So
Whoops.
I guess they learned from their mistake.
Yeah.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and stop the bucket this week.
So my word is scansion. SCANSION. Do you have a minutia of what that means?
Well, it reminds me of sanction, but I feel like that's just a trick my brain's doing.
No. Scansion.
Scansion. Sanction. Scansion. Sanction. I don't. All right. Well, I should guess. I believe scansion means to duplicate something maliciously.
It is actually to analyze the rhyme pattern of a poem or word or phrase or something like that.
Scansion. Huh. All right.
Yeah. And I found out what it meant when I've done this 3 times now. I got to get more creative, but it's just so easy to do this because the rhyme scheme is so perfect and good, and the thing is in the public domain. But I've adapted "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" a few times now, and the most recent time it was really on in the poem, and I wrote the word mansion. I was like, oh, what rhymes with mansion? To Rhyme Zone I go. And the only, because Rhyme Zone gives you a bunch of fakey Dr. Seussy words, and then, the bold ones are these are actually real and in the dictionary. So I looked up scansion, and it's to analyze, the rhyme patterns of a poem and to, parse out the verse. I'm like, that's kind of what I'm doing right now with "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," because I'm trying to make a parody and hit all the beats and make sure all the rhymes go together. So that's kind of weird.
That is good.
Yeah.
Brandon, I don't know. I feel like your word of the day was better than my high on knowledge because I didn't come at it as prepared. Because listen, I mean, I had that other one that I was going to share that you already knew. Because, all right, this is we kind of tried recording this before. It didn't work.
Just way to ruin the magic.
So we're coming at it again, which is not something we've ever actually done with Dork. But, I mean...
Let's start over.
Well, this is basically completely different. But I had, that... I was thrown off because I had, oh... This also happened in the other recording. I was thrown off. Should I have not mentioned that? I did ruin the magic a little bit.
You did ruin the magic.
I ruined the magic for a reason. It's because I had a great high on knowledge that you didn't know at the time, but now you would have known it, and it was superior.
Time is really weird.
And I want to share that one, and then I had the other one. Okay, did you know that the Jetsons reappeared for the first time in 30 years for a WWE animated crossover?
No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Was it in the Scooby-Doo one?
No. What?
Because Scooby-Doo does a lot of stuff with WWE now.
I don't know if it was related, but
Okay.
yeah, it was a WWE Studios Hanna-Barbera crossover that was in the same vein as the Scooby-Doo, well, both of the Scooby-Doo movies. And the Jetsons had been gone, I think, since the 90s. And the first time they returned, you'd think it'd be this big, spectacular reunion special, and it was WWE. And wow, that's fucking weird to me. So that's what I was thinking of sharing. But the thing I wanted to share that you already know was the thing about the Wizard of Oz, how back then the rights there was a big option war between MGM and Disney. And I just think that's cool because MGM clearly made a very famous movie. And you'd think, oh, well, if history had changed, we wouldn't have that famous movie. But I think if Disney made The Wizard of Oz, it also could have been really famous. So I think that's really cool.
And then I said, Disney made Oz the Great and Powerful. And you were like, oh.
Yeah, but you didn't know my high on knowledge at the time. But now, because of that, you know it now. But then, okay. And the Logan one's okay, but I felt like I pulled it out of my butt, even though I think it's cool. I have one more, though. This is going to be 4 high knowledges, though. It's not fair. But we can
Try it.
pretend the other three were part of the conversation
Sure.
earlier.
Sounds good.
Or you can just use 3 other big vocabulary words.
I don't have those. You've caught me off guard with that.
It's okay. All right. You might even know this too. I feel like I might have even talked about it, but hopefully I didn't. Do you know how Disney made Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
I heard that they were behind that, yeah.
Okay, cool. 'Cause this is Whistle You Dork, which is related to that movie. So,
Oh, I get it.
well, there were dwarves in that movie, and there is a time I like looking up scrapped ideas from Disney, and at a certain point, I shit you not, they were intending to make a epic adventure spin-off of Snow White called Dwarves. Because they were inspired by Lord of the Rings and wanted to have their own Disney property.
Ugh.
And so they were going to make a whole franchise that was it's not a gritty reboot per se, but that's
No.
what it felt, putting the dwarves who are like, it's time to go mining, just putting them in this action adventure setting.
Yeah. It sounds like, okay, well, we tried the dwarves in the fairy tale setting. Let's go with high fantasy. Unfortunately, we got The Hobbit.
Yes, I would have been very interested
And I like
to
The
see
Hobbit.
dwarves though.
Yeah.
It would. I mean,
Gotta settle for the ride at Disney World.
it's not really doing it. But
No.
I never thought I wanted to see those 7 very distinct personalities on a big epic adventure. But now I'm kind of sad we didn't get it. At first, I thought it was real stupid. But was that good? Was that a good high on knowledge?
That was good. I was not aware of that.
Okay, so the Logan thing, so you already knew that, we'll say. And I told you about Jetsons before, so you knew that.
Mhm.
I might be lying, but I want it to be even, Brandan. I like it being even, Stevens.
Right. Let me brighten your spirits just by saying, if you see me touching the back of my head like this, it's because the back of my head feels amazing because I just had a haircut and they used a razor, like this new like metallic razor on it. And I don't know what it is, but they cut it in such a way that if I push down, it feels like memory foam. And I've never wanted the sensation to have my hair feel squishy than I have had it right now.
Brandan, it will be very complicated for me to go feel your hair right now, and I want nothing more than to do that. I can barely even touch your finger. I'll feel Brandon's hair eventually. Brandan, I really need you to do me a favor though, because this is gonna bother me. Can you find 3 words that I don't know and share them with me?
Okay. Do they have to be English?
Yeah, that's an interesting rule, but I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Because your high on knowledges were also in English.
Okay. How about
And one of them I can know. 'Cause
Okay.
you technically knew.
manslaughter?
No, wait, no, I know that one.
Yeah, but you said you can know one.
Yeah, but now I'm thinking about it, and I shared the Wizard of Oz one, which at one point you didn't know, the Dwarves one,
Okay.
the Logan one, and the Jetsons one. So at one point you didn't know all 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta not know these next 3 words.
Spats.
I'm not totally sure. Well, like arguments, right?
What?
Like a spat is an argument.
Nope. It's a type of galosh.
All right, cool. There's one. 2 more.
How about
I can provide you a dictionary if that will help.
No. How about how about victual? Oh no, you already used that as one of them.
I did. I was gonna do a fun thing where I picked all the words that I had done before and did like a vocab quiz to see if like even I remembered all the words.
The answer is no.
Yeah, I just decided I didn't feel like doing that.
Stoichiometry.
Is that a real word?
Yes, it is.
Don't know it.
Yeah, cool. It's the mechanics of, balancing chemical equations.
All right, cool. One more.
Can it be a proper noun?
No. Brandon, you're like fondling my footrest here. Should we like?
No, it's just stretching. Let's say asbestos.
I know that one.
Dang it. How about gnashers?
Is that a word for a type of tooth?
It is a word for teeth, yes.
Well, I didn't know that anyway.
There you go.
Gnashers.
That's 3. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we ended on gnashers. Surprised you didn't pick any legal jargon, like substantive for shit like that.
But you know what that means.
I do. I would probably know a lot of legal.
That's why I'm like, oh, if I just throw out some Latin words, he'd know what it means. He wouldn't know it all.
Expedite, abrogate.
Arbitrage.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No! God damn it! No. Don't think of more words I don't know. Hold on. Now it's 5. No, hold on. Arbitrage. It has to do with uncertainty.
Kind of, yeah. Like where you like ask for more money, and you get more to account for like risk.
No, I didn't know that. Now it's 5 words.
Oh no!
I need to come up with the 5th I have just so we can even this out.
Do you really, or is this like a thing?
I want it to be even. I didn't know arbitrage.
Your OCD is really amusing me.
No more words that I don't know. I brought this on myself.
You did.
I really did. Okay. One last one.
Off to a great finale, ladies and gentlemen. Great finale.
This is good. This is another deleted scene one, but this is good. I don't think I told this one to you.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope I didn't. Did I tell you the fun fact about, the montage in Up?
Yep.
Is this ringing any bells so far?
Nope.
Okay, everyone's saying that was the best part of the movie. We love Up, and those 10 minutes are the best. And the rest of the movie is poop compared to it, because that's the best. And I'm like, okay, it was a good montage, but the scene where he gets rid of his furniture is so goddamn genius that you better shut the fuck up. But anyway, that beautiful montage, I shit you not, the original version of it involved both characters, Carl and Ellie, constantly punching each other.
What?
Yes. Now, it was playful, because as kids...
Yeah, like nudging and stuff.
Except it wasn't a nudge punch. It was an actual full fucking punch. It was violent. And the director said, yeah, I thought it was funny, but when it played out, it just seemed really violent. I'm like, yeah. But it's just amazing to me that scene, which is just so well known now, used to just be full of punching. Just both sides, constant punching.
And then Ellie would go, whoop, 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 whoop.
What the fuck? Yes. You didn't know that?
That's pretty stupid.
Oh, and that was a good deleted scene one. I think that's... Oh, all right. We've settled the score. How long have we been recording? We haven't even...
Half hour.
Woo! Okay. All right. So now we can... Holy moly, we're going to be here a while. Let's get going, though, all right? We're going to jump into the episode segments. Is that okay with you?
That is okay with me.
Is that okay with you, listeners?
All right.
I said no.
Oh.
Well, listen, you downloaded this or procured it on the internet.
Or pirated.
I guess. I like to think they've pirated the YouTube video.
Oh, Drew, look, they've translated us into Kuwaiti.
Wow, perfect. But, all right, our episode segments, some of these are repeating, so we're going to kind of jump into them a little later. There was one in episode 1, and we'll discuss that one a little later, but we had a fun one in episode 2.
Uh-huh.
Called Impossible Questions.
Right.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and stop the bucket this week. Yes.
Now, I have an impossible question prepared for you, but I forgot to research what the actual answer is because I don't currently know it. Because I put the question, I'm like, that's great. And
He'll never know the answer. Wait, what's the answer?
I was totally fucking supposed to look up. Oh my, I don't think I know it. Here, you ask your question first, though.
Okay. Drew, who is on the $50 bill?
Like, I had the thought cross my head, like, there is no $50 bill.
It is. I think it's, well, aside from the $2 bill, I think it is the least used bill.
Hold on. I feel like it's like a boring one. Is it James Madison?
No, but that is a good guess. That is a very good guess.
All right.
Would you like to know?
Hold on, I can keep guessing.
Okay.
The problem is I could inevitably get it at a certain point.
If you know all the presidents, I guess this is a hint. You would get it eventually. Yeah, it's a president, unlike Franklin and Hamilton.
John Adams.
No.
Shit. All right, I give up.
It is President and Civil War General Ulysses Grant.
Yeah. That sounds familiar.
Yep.
I forget that he was a president at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me tell you the question I was going to ask you, but I also don't know it. As I was going to say, have you even seen Phantom Thread?
No, I just, know Mr. Day-Lewis is in it, and it has a twist.
Okay, well, it was already going to be impossible because, well, no, I can't even phrase the question. But basically, there is a scene that involved eating, we'll say, that I was going to ask, what is the title of that scene in the scene selection? No, it wasn't even that scene. There's a different scene, but I was going to ask, on the scene selection on the Blu-ray, how did they title it? But I don't even remember. So,
the scene with the fucking twist?
Sure.
No, that's my answer.
Oh, no. But all right, I've got this question instead.
Mm-hmm.
When did the short film Pitter Patter Goes My Heart, directed by Christoph Rainer, get released? Which year?
The short film?
Yes.
That is 1962. 1962 is the answer.
No.
Oh.
You can try again.
78.
1978?
Yes.
Just checking. I mean, film didn't exist in another 78.
It did not.
No, it's not that one.
I give up.
Okay, 2015.
Oh.
And how I arrived at this question was as I was frustratingly trying to look up things about the Phantom Thread, I picked the actress that's in it, who's called Vicky Krieps, and she is apparently the lead in this short film, which came out in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was an equally impossible question.
I would say so.
Probably slightly even more impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. I like to think this is where my lack of preparation ends, but
right.
We know me.
Should I give another word?
No, God, no, please.
What does this word mean? Oh, no!
That's going to scar me. That was intense, though. I mean, if we were going to find a good way to go out with word of the day and high on knowledge.
That's the whole show. It's a tit-a-tat of that.
Though I never did do, hold on. High on knowledge.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to get that in.
Okay.
I know that was an inappropriate time to do like the theme of that segment. And it's very important in Whistle While You Dork that we make sure that the segment themes are appropriately placed.
I'm sorry. I can't hear you over the sound of me touching the back of my head.
I thought you were going to say the sound of the irony. Let's move on to our next segment.
Uh-huh.
This was in episode 3, and I believe you really like this segment.
I do.
It's called Mundane Fun Day.
That's right.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and stop and buck this week. Yes.
All right. So, I believe this is taking something. Your original vision of this is just explaining something.
Yes. A mundane, ordinary task that is somewhat commonplace and just saying how you do it. And, we're good with language and floweriness, so I think we
Okay.
can do that with just about anything.
I wanted to make sure that it was specifically something mundane.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I will confess, there have been moments in this podcast where I zone out, and it's while you're talking.
Yeah.
And pretty much 9 out of 10 times, it's not because you're boring, but it's because I'm thinking about the podcast, like, we're going to have to release it here and edit it this way, and I got to think of this for this segment. And so I'm going to make sure I fucking pay you as much attention as I ever have for this very mundane thing. So you have my... I'm going to really try completely undivided, like not even just I'm not multitasking. I'm going to try to do nothing but process what you are saying.
To reduce that to 0, why don't you tell me your thing first so it is not even remotely possible that it crosses your mind while I'm doing my thing?
I know what I'm prepared though. I do know what my thing is going to be.
But
okay,
how do
that's
I know
fair.
your mind won't wander?
Well, I was going to make the effort. Plus, like, there's other segments I could think about. Even if I finish this one, I could jump to the
That's
next
true,
one. But we'll do mine first. That's
Yeah.
fine. I was going to describe the process of making the YouTube thumbnails for Whistle While You Dork.
Okay, yeah.
So that's fun. It's not the same as title cards. Title cards is a little different. But there's one thing the podcast does not have in terms of being on iTunes is thumbnails. When you put shit on YouTube, it tends to have a thumbnail. And this podcast used to be on YouTube without thumbnails, and then it was taken off of YouTube and became just a iTunes only thing. And then we eventually decided, I guess I eventually decided, to pop it back on YouTube. Felt like it had a home and everything, but I wanted to put effort into thumbnails. And I just thought it might be cute. It's a little tricky with Dork because it encompasses a lot of things in relation to pop culture. But I thought, why don't I make the theme, if you will, for our thumbnails just be the Whistle While You Dork background, which I don't even think people can tell, but there are like these fun little swirls in the background. And
Yeah, it's a little difficult.
I designed it a little too poorly because originally they were way too light, and so I kept trying to darken them, but the way I stamped them in, it was very difficult
I
to
couldn't
edit.
see them anymore.
So I gave up at a certain point, but they're there very subtly. But anyway, it's that background, and then I take an icon that I put on top of it. The thing is, though, for YouTube thumbnails, you want to make sure that it's a very high quality icon. So generally how I look for them, because I don't, what would you guess that I do when I look for them?
I would think you go to some kind of Creative Commons and get something that is non-copyrightable and then just plop it there. And maybe like touch up the border or something.
Not true. All of this is potentially copyrightable, which I shouldn't do, but I'm a man of not too much time and money. So I will do a Google image search, but specifically I will look for the highest quality files. So these tend to just be the largest files. And it's tricky because sometimes I'll find an icon that I feel really works for what I'm envisioning, but the quality will be really shitty, and I want to make sure that it's high quality. And another thing that I try to keep consistent between all the thumbnails, because I believe in consistency, is we tend to go for icons that are simple and not tremendously detailed. So to think back to the last one I did, which was amusement dorks for the amusement parks. Were you gesturing with your...
I was saying you did a Ferris wheel.
Oh, okay. I like, because Brandan, to describe, was taking his finger and making a circular motion out of it, and I thought that was like, hurry the fuck up.
No, that would be 4 fingers out and rotating my wrist. But no, spinning my arm in a clockwise motion is like, oh yeah, the loop-de-loop.
Yes. So, I mean, I wasn't even positive I was going to go with the Ferris wheel, but I found a couple that looked really good, but they had too many spokes and they were too detailed. And so it was tricky to find something with the quality I needed, but not too detailed. And, eventually I will find not just a Ferris wheel, but for all the thumbnails, an icon that I feel works. And then it's a process of coloring this, because occasionally the icon will have a color that I think works. I believe with our awards one, I liked that. But with the awards one, there was a number 1 on the trophy, and I actually just completely got rid of it. I think it had a nameplate, and I'm not sure if I left that or not. I might have gotten rid of that as well. So sometimes I will actually just erase details if it'll be easier enough just to simplify the image. But one thing I pretty much always change is the color. Now, I love random, and so I have a random color generator in my bookmarks, and I don't always go with the first thing that I see. And as the thumbnails continue to be made, I know this is a limited series that we're doing, so I would like to avoid repetition if I can. So I try not to do something that's too similar to what came before, and I try to do something that I feel kind of matches the tone. Or if it doesn't match, it really doesn't match. Like, I think we had a caution icon for spoilers, and pretty much everyone would associate that with like red or orange or yellow. So I made it bright pink, and I thought that was very funny, and I don't think anybody cares, but I enjoyed that a lot. And that is about it. And then we have our thumbnail.
Yeah.
Was it entertaining?
That was good.
Cool.
No, you made it sound very interesting.
All right.
So my thing is I like bagels a lot. They're one of my favorite sort of all-purpose breakfast and lunch food, but I don't like it toasted. Whenever I get bagel, I say no, don't toast it. If it's too crunchy, I find it's too sharp, it really does a number on the inside of my mouth. I said, don't toast my darn bagel, please.
Have you?
Oh, I've had it. Yeah. But I just prefer not to have it toasted.
Oh, I'm completely the opposite.
Yeah. I know I'm in the minority on this.
Well, I have so many bagel questions now, but I'll wait to see how this plays out. You might answer some of my bagel questions.
So back like when I was, an adolescent and I would, just starting to, like make food for myself, like I hadn't quite grasped that, okay, after you defrost the bagel, don't just use like your run-of-the-mill knife to like cut through it and then like spread the butter or cream cheese on. Like, no, you need a sharp knife to slice through it, which is why I love those handle chop things. They just right down and then, instant 2 bagels. They had them, I want to say one of the offices I worked in had one, and they also were everywhere in college. But I haven't really seen one in an office space since then. But anyway, so I would cut with like this very dull knife and just like, it's just,
it's kind of the worst.
And then it got all crumbly. I'm like, my bagel's ruined. And then my mom says, oh, just use like the steak knife. I'm like, yeah, sharper knife, better result. Okay. So it's usually I get get the bagel out of the freezer, twist off the tie, put a bagel on the plate. Plate goes in the microwave to defrost. I usually set the timer to like 30, 35 seconds. It depends. Depends on how like rock solid the bagel is.
Yeah.
If I was to like bite into like frozen bread, but no, that's probably a terrible idea. As a little defrost, I'll get my knives out, and of course depending on how I want it, cream cheese or butter. I try to default to cream cheese because I guess it is technically healthier. But if like it's not readily available or if it's like almost gone, I'll just default to whatever butter we have. So it gets out, I defrost first, obviously, and then cut. And then I just, take the smear knife out and spread the butter and or cream cheese right on it. I try to, people like it to be like as even as possible. And if you go to like Dunkin' or some of the local bagel shops here, like they'll put a lot on, and like I like a lot on because it's a lot of filling, but it's also not as healthy and there's more calories. So I'll smear it on, so it basically covers, I want to say, like 90% of the surface area, but I don't have to like spread it on perfectly, because that's also just more effort that I don't want to like exert scooping out even more and like using my wrist muscles even more. Like that, I'm just not about that. And then I just eat all of it. I eat both halves. One bonus thing I did for a while, I can't believe I did this, but I think I would make like a super bagel. So same thing, but I'd spread cream cheese on, and peanut butter, and butter, and Nutella,
What the fuck?
and honey. Well, actually, Nutella and honey I would change out, and then I would just eat it with a bunch of different spreads on it. It was super unhealthy.
Okay. Here's a question I have.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm gonna be honest. I tried very hard. I got 70% there. I like there were moments where I flashed out. Like I caught myself in a moment where I'm like, yeah, that up segment was good. Like, no! And I got that away. And then I had the thought, wow, you had zoned out in the middle. Like, no, stop it! And I'm like, hey, you zoned out. Well, and then it was like a fucking cycle of like thinking about how I was thinking about how I was thinking about like
Why?
And it
up your Ritalin dosage. Like, I don't know what else to say.
well, like it wasn't the whole time because I was listening to a lot of it, but then I caught myself thinking about like another segment. Like, I'll do this for the exactly as I predicted would like potentially happen. I'm like, fuck you, stop it. And I still listen to a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, definitely.
What would you like me to repeat that you didn't
70%.
listen to?
Well, no, I'm hoping that you didn't mention this, and I don't think when you eat it, do you eat it in two separate slices or like as like together?
If I'm getting it from like a place, they usually like sandwich it. But if I'm making it, I eat it like two pizza bagels.
Yeah, I've always had them. I don't like putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, when you do that like insane bullshit where you just put 4 spreads on, is that exclusively sandwich mode, or do you have two different?
I do sandwich it together, but I've stopped doing that just because it's, like I said, very, very unhealthy.
And this might be a part of his own. I think cream cheese is. You were talking about toppings, and
Yeah, cream cheese is the default,
but butter is also.
But I can do butter, yes.
See, I will pretty much always do 1/2 cream cheese, 1/2 butter if I can.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Gun to my head, though, I do prefer butter.
But see, then I got to take both out, and I got to spread both and clean the knife, and
yeah.
effort.
Well, no, it's like how I make PB&J, is that if you do the jelly first and then do the peanut butter, because of the what the fuck is the word? A word for like the way jelly is. The makeup, the like because of the chemical makeup or the substance of jelly,
the surface area, the viscosity,
it is more prone to leave goop in your peanut butter jar if you do the double dip.
Yes,
but peanut butter is a little more tenacious, we'll say. So, never thought I'd describe peanut butter as tenacious, but if I
tenacious pea,
oh yeah,
and the spoon of destiny.
But I'll do peanut butter first, and then when I dip into the jelly, there's a lot less peanut butter that'll get into the jelly, and also like, I'm only using jelly for PB&J.
Mm-hmm.
But similarly with bagels, I will usually dip into butter first.
Mm-hmm.
Because that'll like, not hang on the knife as much as cream cheese would.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Brandon, I wish I was able to give 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I have problems. My distractions were almost all in service of this podcast, which I think happens when your brain is like kind of also trying to direct things. But
Oh, I signed up for like 50% of that. I'm sorry.
I want
No,
it,
I didn't.
I want it to be even. I want you to be able, but I don't know. Like maybe if I wasn't worrying about anything, then I would be more focused. That's also it's like
You
my
should
nature
stop
though.
worrying. It's actually really effective to like things.
Yeah, I worry a lot.
You should just
though.
stop, you know?
Is it that easy?
No. It is actually very difficult, and we can maybe get into that, why that is
Oh yes, I'm sure we will
later.
Because I'm like I don't want to.
But it can be done. I can tell you it can be done.
All right, cool. I'm curious, Brandon. How long have we been going now?
Now we've been going for like 54 minutes.
Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to put a timer now so I don't have to ask you
Okay.
again. So, we're going to move along to episode number 4.
Mm-hmm.
In episode 4, we had a segment that I came up with
Yes.
called How Are You?
Mm-hmm.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the podcast this week. Yes.
Here's what inspired this is how are you is a question you get asked a lot of the time,
Yes, it
politely. And usually the response is good, and to you, or something to that effect. It's really not a serious question, just a polite one, a formality. And I've always been bothered by that because when I'm asked, how are you, I want to answer it genuinely
Mm-hmm.
and just really explain what I'm feeling in that moment or how I am in that moment. And so the point of this segment is for us to be able to do that. One asks how the other is, and the other gives a real answer. So I'll kick things off. Brandon, how are you?
So I'm feeling really awake, really spry. I'm really loving the feel of my new haircut.
When did you get this haircut? How recently?
I got it this evening. Well, wait, you saw me yesterday, so
I don't think I.
yes, I
noticed
did a
you got
midnight
haircut.
haircut run. It was at a fly-by-night operation outside of town.
I'm sorry, I didn't notice you had a haircut.
I was planning on getting this and like going to the drugstore and getting some things tomorrow, but between recording this and work, I had like a ton of free time, so I'm just like, I'll go do it now, which of course leaves me with the dilemma of for the past like every weekend I've always had like something to do, and now this weekend I'm sort of like faced with this Sartrean trap of like how man is cursed with his own freedom. So I guess I'll just have to double down and do some recording of my own or some writing. So
Yeah.
that'll be how I spend it.
Well, I dread having. So I don't know. Weekdays, it's a little easier to fill your time because you got something to do. Work probably for
Yeah.
8 hours, and maybe you have the gym or you got to make a meal.
8 hours, you lucky dog.
Yeah. Well, we can't all be salary funds. But generally, when you wind up with free time on a weekday, this is very, very generally speaking, there's not too much of it. But, when I look at a Saturday, I kind of panic because I'm thinking, fuck, there's like a lot of hours that I
Yeah.
have to fill.
Yeah.
Like if my Saturday is too free, I get really freaked out. So
That's why I catch up on sleep, which is the best.
it does help.
When you wake up at 6:45, it's the best.
Yeah. Wow. When do you usually? What are your usual sleeping hours?
I should sleep before midnight, but it ends up being like after 1 usually.
And when do you wake up?
6:45.
So it's like 6 hours of sleep ish.
Sometimes 5, yeah.
Ooh, you gotta at least get the 6 so you have like 4.
Don't tell me to live my fucking life, Drew.
It's for sleep cycles, or go down to 4.5, but don't be at 5. Like,
Oh, because of like how REM and deep and
yeah,
fit in, yeah.
I don't recommend much, but that like changed my life.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny you mention that because I have noticed like I'm generally better mentally and I guess physically if I have like the less sleep I get at a certain point. It's like I don't know. A certain point is like, oh, I should probably just stay awake lest I be miserable in the morning.
But there is at one point I had a job where I worked with kids and I wound up being very exhausted during the day. So I'd go home and inevitably I wanted to nap. So I would nap for
Ugh.
an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a little questionable, but I would do it. I would wake up. That's a full sleep cycle. I'd be like a little bit groggy, but I'd snap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would stay up a while and I'd only get 4.5 hours of sleep. And then I'd go into work.
Mm-hmm.
And that worked for me. It seems insane, but it worked for me because I'm going to be exhausted anyway. So why not so I got a total of 6 hours of sleep.
I can't nap. Can't do it.
I-
Sleeping outside of hours, even though it was probably in my best interest when I was like in preschool or young age, come home and then or whatever, or like your day is done, and then between like mid-afternoon to dinner time, like put you down for a nap, and like I'd wake up from the nap, I guess feeling less cranky or whatever, but I'd still feel out of it, like I could tell my rhythm was off. So I now no naps unless like I'm sleep deprived for whatever reason, like maybe I've been up 36 hours, so I gotta catch Z's when I can. But yeah, no, naps are not for Brandon.
I don't enjoy them, and I have found myself not really taking that many.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I do take it, I like it to be just like 10, 15 minutes. Like just enough where I'm like not really sleeping. And I find that's restorative for me.
Okay.
But if I get to 20 or 30, then it just kind of becomes problematic. And sometimes I'm so tired and it's so tempting to.
Yeah.
But also, like, it doesn't even really feel like a nap when it's only 10 to 15 minutes of dozing off.
Yeah. And this is something against me. Like I've come to realize more and more, like a lot of folks like to nap. And like I shouldn't slight them for that. Like if they like to nap, they like to nap. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's sleep schedule is different. But I think it's just I think I'm assuming they must think I'm weird for not liking napping. It's like, guys, no, I don't like napping for a very specific physical reason. And I will admit it has come out and be like, oh, why you gotta nap? Like that seems so unnecessary. Like time is money. Like why do you want to waste it doing something that doesn't affect you when really it just doesn't affect me?
And exactly. And some people need a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
So I'm jealous because I'm trying to get 6 and I'm proud of that. And doctors are like, no, you should get like 7.5. I'm like, haha, I only need, but you'll read about celebrities. And
Yeah.
like, I get about 4 a day. I'm like, I feel like they have to be lying. Either that or they are truly insane and much better than me.
Yeah.
But
or you could be like Mark Wahlberg, who wakes up at 3:30 in the morning and then goes to bed at 8.
what?
Or something like that. He has the weirdest off movie schedule or whatever.
I mean, that is strange, but also when you're a movie star, you just got to be prepared to be up at like whatever fucking hours you need to be up.
Yeah.
Which that is, I mean, sleep schedules are recommended, and I do think life is a little bit better with the sleep schedule, but at the same time, it is good to just be able to be awake whenever you want to be.
Indeed.
But I like a good mix. I like, because for me, when I go to bed, I have work from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Technically, I'm working on LA time. So getting ready for the day and getting into work, I don't really have to be awake until 8:30. And so I go to bed at around 2:30 every day and wake up at 8:30. And, I technically don't have any more time than you do. I mean, you're at work longer, probably.
Well, yeah, if I have an assignment, then I got to finish it.
Yeah. But, in general, everything's just a little bit later. But also, I mean, I don't get back home until around 6:45 or 7 p.m. Or other people might be back as early as 5. So it does, I don't have extra time, really.
Should we all be so lucky?
It works for me because I do really enjoy having like those hours where it feels like the world is asleep from like 11 p.m. to 2. It's just like a nice chunk of hours. I definitely feel that I'm a night owl, but also like if I could not sleep, it'd be amazing. Because I like being a night owl, but I hate being alone. So it's like it's a bizarre combination.
Well, now it's my turn. Drew,
Oh.
how are you?
I think I have a focus problem. It's the most immediate thing that I'm thinking of. And I don't like it because I want to be perfect is pretty much the problem here. I want to have absolutely no problems at all, but yeah, life is flawed. People are flawed, and the best you can do is try. And I made a concentrated effort, but that does still bother me, and I do still feel myself trying to think ahead to the other segments we're going to do. And I get it. It's not really a bad impulse for a director to have, but at the same time, you got to be able to be in the moment. That is important. So I don't know. Hopefully I get better at it. So I'm a little bit bothered by that. I definitely feel awake, but my nose is like a little bit stuffy, and I don't feel sick, but this will just happen. And
Have you tried cracking it?
yeah, I don't crack my nose. Is it? I brought a tissue box down. Is it all the way over there?
It is on the desk behind you.
I like personally brought a tissue box.
You want me to
into
get
this
it for
room
you,
today.
buddy?
No, I'll get it later. I'm probably gonna have to get up at a certain point, but that is annoying to me because it seems to come and go, and I can't control it. At least if I knew this was a part of a cold, I could say it'll go away eventually, but it just seems to be here indefinitely whenever it feels like it. So that bothers me. So a lot of how I am is bothered, but at the same time, I feel a little more relaxed. Not having the headphones helps. I don't know how you've been doing with your pops. I assume it's a lot.
They're creeping in, but like I'm catching myself.
That's good. That's good. It's hard.
I'm catching myself.
So I just literally not having the headphones makes things feel a little more relaxed for me.
It's a hard, because sometimes consonants are just hard hit. They're just, this is what I mean to say.
Yeah.
Versus the pop, which is sort of what just happened now.
Yeah, it's almost always P's and B's.
P's and B's, yeah.
But it's it really it's all in the air, honestly.
Beyonce the Busy Bee made some pot roast full of peas.
Because it's like the breath control thing where I think it's like a choral exercise. You see how long you can hold a note. And then I think sometimes it's like how quickly you can breathe out. That might be like doctors' offices for testing your lungs.
Yes.
But basically, it's how little breath can you get out while while still being loud. Like, princess. Did that pop?
A little.
Okay, hold on. Princess.
That's better.
And now I'll try to get out as much air as I possibly can. Princess.
Pickle Rick. I like pickles. Nope, still popping.
Maybe I'm completely wrong is also a possibility.
Yeah.
I guess outside of all of that, I feel relaxed, a little bit annoyed. I'm a little anxious about how long we're gonna be recording here tonight, but I feel like
Long time.
I feel like we it's good though. I feel like we've allotted enough time. I think it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna be okay. So I don't know. It's like a little nervous, a little worried about is this gonna be good enough? But mostly I'm also anxious about tomorrow. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? Oh man, I think I'm mostly bad.
Oh, I see.
And we'll get into that more later.
Yeah.
Because technically, I think there's gonna be a real opportunity to go more into depth. But
Yeah.
I think I've adequately answered the question.
I think you have.
Mostly bad. All right, great.
Sorry.
That's okay. We'll get through this. We do have a whole other segment that we're going to jump into, though. This is
Alrighty.
from episode 5. This is a game I like to call Circle Jerk.
Right?
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the book this week. Yes.
Now, how this game works is that Brandon is going to think of a movie that both of us have seen. Not necessarily together, but he knows for a fact we've both seen it.
Right.
And then what he's going to do, I'm going to plug my ears and go la 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 la, and he's going to tell you, the listener, what the movie is. And then me, not having the knowledge of the movie, I am going to attempt to guess it by asking yes or no questions that gradually reveal some information about what this mystery movie is. And then we will reverse roles. So, Brandon, do you have a movie?
I do indeed.
Okay, here we go.
The movie is Kenneth Branagh's Henry V. That is Henry V.
I take it you're done.
Yes.
Oh, is this the longest? Is it Doctor Strangelove or How I Like to Stop Wearing Love the Bomb?
No, it is not.
Okay. Is it a science fiction movie?
No.
Is it a fantasy movie?
No.
Is it a drama movie?
Yes.
Is it an animated movie?
No.
Yeah, the odds are pretty low about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a live action movie?
Yes? As opposed to what?
Is it a musical?
No.
Yeah, odds are low with that one too. Is it something that came out in the last 20 years?
No.
Ooh, is it from the 1970s?
No.
1980s?
Yes.
Ooh. Not a musical. It's a drama.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a drama with action elements?
There's a sequence.
All right, but mostly not. Is it a drama with horror elements?
No.
Is it a sad drama? Something that's very tragic?
No, not really tragic.
Would you describe it more as a pleasant drama?
Nor that.
Would you describe it, is it a coming-of-age story?
In the literary theorist sense, yes. In the film sense, probably not.
Is it a movie you enjoyed?
Very much so.
Is it a movie we saw in class together?
Not together.
Is it a movie you first saw in high school?
Yes.
Is it a movie you saw in a social studies class?
It was technically I mean, yes, but like, yeah.
Is it Glory?
No.
Shit. Is it a wartime movie?
Yes.
Is it Patriots Day?
What?
Is that a wartime movie?
You mean The Patriot?
Oh, right.
Patriots Day is that god-awful
right.
Mark Wahlberg movie.
That's right.
About
it was
the
all right.
bombing that I was nearly at that they made a movie about.
Yeah. So is it The Patriot?
No.
Did it take place during World War II?
No.
This is the 1980s. A wartime movie in the 1980s. Is it the Revolutionary War?
No.
Is it the Civil War?
No.
Is it Vietnam?
No.
Is it the Iraq War?
No.
Made in the 80s?
No. The Iraq-Iran War?
Oh, man. Is it a war that involved America?
No.
Oh, no. Is it this? I was going to say Spanish-American War. Is it the Spanish Inquisition?
That wasn't a war, so no.
Oh, God. I'm already slipping. Did it take place in China?
No.
Did it take place in Greece?
No.
Did it take place in Africa?
No.
Did it take place in Alaska?
What movie are you thinking of?
I don't know. Did it take place in Europe?
Yes.
Did it take place in Russia?
No.
Did it take place in Britain?
Part of it.
What the fuck? Did it take place in France?
Part of it.
What the fuck are you talking about? Is it made by a famous director?
Yeah. Pretty famous.
It's not Gangs of New York.
No.
'Cause that was in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of famous, you said, or very famous?
I would say famous.
Was it made in the early 80s?
No.
Was it made in the mid 80s?
No.
It was made in the late 80s.
No. Yes.
Did it involve Native Americans?
No.
Fuck.
Right. The Native Americans who would have fought in Europe,
Yes.
in Britain and France.
Britain. I was it's not Last of the Mohicans, which I thought for a fleeting moment could maybe not take place in America. Did it involve a mostly Caucasian cast?
Yes.
Did a lot of people go die?
Sure.
Did the war take place before the 1700s?
Yes.
Oh my god, you piece of... Did this involve the Crusades?
No.
Was this
Crusades were also not fought in Europe.
caveman times?
No.
Was this Roman times?
No.
Was this medieval times?
Yes.
Is this a comedy?
No.
Oh, fuck. Is it Braveheart?
No. But
I
good
don't
guess.
know. It's-
That's also the 90s.
I know. I was like hoping you were misremembering it. You're sure it's the late 80s?
I'm positive.
That's not good. a medieval war movie from the late 1980s.
That we saw in class.
It's a drama.
Yes, basically.
I don't remember very much that we saw
Clearly.
in class.
This was a movie we saw twice in a row.
Is it that
Twice
did
in
we
a
see it in
row.
Cult Lit?
Yes.
Is it a documentary?
It is. No.
I was thinking, what was that shitty documentary we saw in Cult Lit? Like the,
Oh, fuck you. I like that. It is not Art of the Western World,
that, yeah.
which, we've established that this film is a drama.
Twice?
Yes.
It's medieval. Is it based on Shakespeare?
Yes, it is.
Is it Henry V?
Yes. Kenneth Branagh's Henry V.
I did see that at least once.
Well, okay. Fair point, because I know for one of the days was when we were doing micro performances for English classes for the show. And, that was a part of it, so maybe you didn't see part of it the one day.
Maybe. Well, I did see it. That does work.
Mhm.
And you didn't cheat or anything.
Nope. Drew is just real bad.
You gave me some teeny tiny hints, but I won't. They were fine. All right. So I've got one for you,
Yeah,
Buster.
let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. So you got to go la la la.
Juno. My hair feels so nice and it feels good.
All right. So,
Could they hear?
yes,
Okay.
they're going to hear you.
Okay, because no. Could they hear you? I mean, because that's what I was worried about. I was like, oh,
If
geez.
I have to do light sound mixing, I will. I got close to the
Okay.
mic.
Is this 20th century?
I thought you were referring to the studio for a second.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, you said 20th or
20th.
No, it's not.
Okay. Is it before 1900?
No.
Okay.
There's
I
like
don't know. You could have threw a Méliès in there just
there's
to fuck
like
with me.
10 movies that exist before the 90s.
Yeah, basically. Is this a comedy?
Yes.
Is it Uncle Drew?
That's not a comedy. It's a tragedy.
Year 2000.
No.
01.
No.
02.
No.
3.
No.
4.
No.
5.
No.
6.
I believe so. But I will check.
Is this directed by Judd Apatow?
Is not 2006 and no.
Okay. 07.
Yes.
There goes Super Bad. And Accepted. Is Will Ferrell in it?
No.
Is John C. Reilly in it?
No. I'm sorry. It's not Holmes and Watson from 2007.
Is it a surreal comedy?
No.
Is it grounded in the present day?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And is it romantic?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Dang. Is it Juno?
Yes.
Woohoo!
So the drip came back, and that's really annoying me. We had it mostly drip free. But yeah, I think it helped that I picked something a little more familiar than Henry V. And that you got it narrowed down to a year. And obviously, I think we're more familiar with 2007 movies than 1989 movies. Yeah. But that's good, because last time we did this, I guess the movie very quickly.
And then, yep.
I think the tables it's evened out, which
yes.
you know how I like things being
I do know.
And now it's time for a segment that was made popular by episode 7. Because episode 6 and 7 were like sort of related.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Spontaneous jokes!
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the bucket this week. Yes.
Brandon, give me a spontaneous joke.
Here's a spontaneous joke for you. There's a magician on a ship, and he's performing, and the captain of the ship always goes to the show, and the captain had a pet parrot. Only problem is, the parrot, he liked to ruin the tricks, because he was a very naughty parrot. So the parrot will be like, "It's in his hat, Brock! It's in his pocket, Brock!" And the magician hated this parrot, so one night he knows the parrot's going to be there, so he brings a 6-shooter with him. And before the parrot can spoil his next trick, he fires the gun at the parrot. The parrot ducks. It hits the fuel tank, and the entire ship explodes in a great fireball, and everyone dies except for the parrot and the magician. And there they are, floating in the wreckage of the ship, and the parrot looks around and says, "All right, I give up. Where's the damn ship?"
Was that really spontaneous? Like you just made that up on the spot?
I did not make that up, but I told it.
Oh, well, spontaneous jokes. You
never said they had to be original.
That's true. I guess that's fair. See, because this is like what happened with Mundane Fundane the first time, is that I just used a silly voice. So I view spontaneous jokes as you come up with a joke immediately on the spot. But that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. You followed all the rules.
I did.
So I am going to follow I'm going to follow my envisioned rules.
You're also a better improviser than I am. So.
This is going to be difficult, because I'm going to try to do a joke in the same vein as what you just did, but making it up on the spot.
Because we have to be balanced.
Yes, all right. So there was a house, and it had a lot of light switches, but one of the light switches just wouldn't work. The person in the house would keep trying to turn on the light switch, and the light just wouldn't go on. And so this person thought, you know what? I need to call someone that's going to be able to fix this light switch. And so this person called a dentist, and the dentist said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just can't fix this light switch." And then this person called a a plumber, and the plumber's like, I'm sorry, I just can't fix this. This person called a dog walker, and this person said, I just can't fix this, nor could the dentist or the plumber before me, okay? I just want you to understand that. And so this person just couldn't fix the light switch, and then all of a sudden, the light bulb came on, and the person said, I got it. I have to call an electrician.
That was really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by that one. Oh, man.
That was really good.
All right. So, moving along to another segment we did in episode 7. I don't think you like this one very much, but this is Mystery Message.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the book. Yeah, this week. Yes.
Now, how Mystery Message goes is one of us is going to put on the headphones and blast some music and not pay any attention at all, while the other one is going to deliver a message for a couple minutes. And we will all hear, your phone is on vibrate, sir.
Oh.
Now, listen, I kicked things off by having a ding.
I can't hear it.
Oh,
so.
I just got a notification on Facebook that your girlfriend might go to the event.
Oh, wow.
So I assume this is related to that. But anyway, Brandon, should I wear the headphones first and then we can get them back to you?
Sure.
Okay, so why don't you bring the headphones over to me? I don't know. Basically, the gimmick here is that when we listen to this podcast, we are going to respectively be hearing the other's message for the very first time. So there's some intrigue to that. But Brandon is going to get up. And actually, while you're up, I guess you can grab me some tissues. Give me that tissue box, bitch.
Now he wants it.
Well, since you're already up. All right, cool. I'm going to find a good song to listen to, so hold on. I'm going to go with the shuffle. I'm going to make sure it's real loud, too. All right, well, this is American Beauty. That's not very loud. Oh, God. All right, you got the duration of getting jiggy with it to share this message.
Here we go, listeners. Are you listening, Drew? You're editing this podcast right now. But you know what's bothering you? That popping sound of the drip in the plumbing work. Can you hear it? In the walls, through the stalls, with your shawls, near your balls. Can you hear the drip of the pipe? Can you hear it in your mind? Can you smell it from behind? Does it make you unwind? Can you hear it in your sighs? Do you miss those darn goodbyes? Do you look at the skies and think, wow, when will it stop dripping? Drip, drip, drippity drip. Drip it goes, and drip it flows. There it is again. And again. Man, that Will Smith can sing.
All right. Ooh. Oh, man. All right. That was a very... Oh, you're spitting after that message, so I can only imagine what happened there. But all right, sir. You're going to want to plug it into your phone, probably.
Right.
You can use mine if you want.
No, I'll use
All right. Neat. Oh, you've got a phone that has a headphone jack, I see.
Yes, it does.
And so do I. Wait, which one do you have again? You have 6S or just 6?
6 regular, I think.
I got 6S. And I upgraded recently, too, and chose to get 6S. which I had already had. So it wasn't even an upgrade. It was just a new version of what I already had.
Ooh, whoops.
Yeah. But basically, you give me a thumbs up when you're ready, my man.
You got it. And
All right. So, Brandon, I just have to, I don't know. I want to lay this down for you, but sometimes I find myself in a jam, if you will. And when I wind up in that position, I just feel like the thing that I need to do is make some kind of a plan. And I don't know, that it might wind up being crazy, whatever I come up with, but I just commit to it. I do it anyway. And there's, when you're making a plan, there's no way to know for sure how it's going to go, but your goal is to just figure it out. Yeah, you have to figure out a solution here, a cure. And I don't know, you patch up the holes, and sometimes it overflows. But if you're not doing too well, it's not a reason to be so hard on yourself, because nobody's perfect. But you've got to work it again and again until you get it right. Nobody's perfect, but you live and you learn it. And if I mess it up sometimes, well, nobody's perfect. Oh, Brandon's still jamming over there. I don't blame him. So am I. All right. Brandon's favorite segment came to a close. Brandon, your very favorite segment of all time.
Yep.
How do you
yeah, I love that.
Are you roughly as close as you were before? Just
Almost where I was.
there we go.
And now I'm there.
That's consistency. Okay. So moving right along, we're jumping into
right along to our new next segment.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's fair. This is something that I believe pops up in episode 13 as well, but it was first introduced in episode 8, and we're going to do it right now. What's your favorite?
Yeah, it's my favorite segment.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the bucket this week. Yes.
All right. Hey, really?
What's your favorite segment of the segment?
I mean, you could.
No, I could, but that would be stupid and lame.
Well, how about you kick things off this time?
Okay. What's your favorite candy bar?
Ooh. Do Reese's Sticks count?
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I just really like wafers, and I like the peanut butter taste, and I'm a real sucker for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of candy, oddly. So the lighter it is on flavor, I shouldn't say flavor, but just something like a Crunch Bar I enjoy, but it's just a lot of candy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of air in wafers. It's a very airy experience. So I feel like I'm getting the flavors of chocolate and peanut butter, but not quite as much of a dose of it. So that might really have a lot to do with why I like it. I also just enjoy the texture a lot. But and Reese's, I love peanut butter and chocolate, dude. So that's my favorite candy bar.
Yeah. I'm partial to Three Musketeers, have been since like preschool Halloween. But yeah, the thing with candy and me is where it's like I have a real sweet tooth and I probably eat too much sugar and candy and stuff like that. And it makes me, and sometimes I feel guilty and bad about it because I sometimes get a stomachache from eating too much. So it's almost like I'm trying to eschew from eating more candy and sort of divorce myself from that childhood experience, really loving and enjoying it, which is very painful and very awkward at the same time. Because I do still like it sometimes, but just not nearly as consistently.
It happens. But hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
What's your favorite weapon?
Let's see. I like katanas. Like if I ever imagined myself as a anime character, like the way I would picture my persona is I'd always walk around in like a strapping suit and nice shoes. But the one thing that would sort of be off is I would have a katana. So I'd kind of look like a Yakuza, but just obviously more Western. So yeah, I'd imagine I'd have no hat, but definitely like a katana at my side that I would be able to use. Yeah, I like that. I like how fast it's good. The thing with katanas is they really combine the maneuverability and the curvature of like certain Middle Eastern, short swords and weapons versus the sharpness and power of like a medieval broadsword, which like a broadsword that can cut through like a metal pole. But in terms of like maneuverability, durability, like you make one wrong move with that thing and either you're falling over because it's so heavy or you're going to shatter it into a million pieces. Katanas have the best of both.
Cool. Mine, Chinese meteor hammer. I now know what they're called. It's just really cool. A ball with a bunch of spikes on a chain.
Okay.
I just think that's the coolest weapon. And that's all I have to say about it. I'm sure it wouldn't be very practical, and I would like to not be in a situation where I'd have to use it, but
it'd be pretty heavy.
It would be. But it's some cool shit.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And moving right along. Episode 9, we had a fun segment called Do You Remember This Movie?
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the book this week. Yes.
Where Brandan and I try to attempt to list a movie that's so obscure that the other just doesn't even remember that it existed. It doesn't count if we've never even heard of it in the first place.
Correct.
So, Stuart Little 2.
Yeah, that's the one with James Woods.
Yeah.
The remake of RoboCop.
I remember it. I like it.
It's the one I keep remembering that I forgot.
It's good territory for forgetting.
It is very good territory.
Storks.
I forgot about Storks.
Yes. All right.
I mean,
all right.
you'll find I forgot a lot. I forget.
No, that's fine.
If I haven't seen it, I probably forgot about it.
We can keep going though.
I know, yeah. We can just think of more.
Bad Grandpa.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
Frickin' Johnny Knoxville, yeah. Batty Big Bad Grandpa. Which is not to be confused with Dirty Grandpa with Robert De Niro and Zephron.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, Aubrey Plaza was in it too.
Yep.
Horrible Bosses 2.
I did not see that. I kind of liked the first one, but yeah, I did not see the second one.
Did you remember it existed?
Yeah, it was like,
right.
Charlie Day and Kevin Spacey were all over it, so.
22 Jump Street?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Okay.
I love the Jump Street movies.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah. Mordecai.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
The Valerian.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that Luc Besson movie.
That was pretty recent too.
It was last year? No, it was
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Paper Towns.
Well, now you're just thinking of Cara Delevingne movies.
Yes. The Pink Panther 2 with Steve Martin.
Oh, well. So, like, I knew there was a 2, but I forgot the plot and if I saw it.
Basically, if you hear the title and you don't have the oh yeah going on in your head, then you remember.
I guess I forgot about it. I don't even know that I saw it.
Huh.
Or maybe at that point, I was driving, so I wouldn't have seen it because I would have seen the reviews were really bad. I do remember Queen Bee, Beyonce, was in that first one, and she had no business being in that freaking movie. Even then, before, I mean, okay, yeah, she was big, but let's face facts. She blew up with the album I Am Sasha Fierce. And that's how I feel. I feel like she took off a lot with that and with Single Ladies and all that stuff. Pink Panther, that was, I want to say 2008. So that's a year before Sasha Fierce came out. So,
Yeah.
and even then I think she was too good for that fucking movie.
Rio 2.
Yeah, I forgot about the Rio movies.
All right.
So, yeah. That's like that's Blue Sky's tent pole now that Ice Age has run its course.
Oh, we don't know. It might have had its collision course, but it could come back. I don't fucking know.
Uh-huh.
For now we get Spies in Disguise from Blue Sky.
The Spy Next Door
Yeah.
with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, my sister always wanted to watch it for like 3 months and then stopped.
The Pacifier.
Ugh, I knew you were gonna say that.
Shit.
Yeah,
That
was an awful movie.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. SpongeBob, Sponge Out of Water.
That live action one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. The Pianist.
Yeah, I know that one. Cats and Dogs.
The Revenge of Kitty Galore.
No, just the first
Oh, just the first one. Yeah.
G-Force.
I don't think I saw that.
The one with all the hamsters that were like,
Oh God, yeah.
yeah, I'm proud of G-Force.
Was that like a direct to video?
No, it was like
Okay.
in theaters.
God damn.
Isn't that insane?
That's stupid. That's so stupid.
It is.
That's so stupid.
So is that fucking drip. I'm just gonna try to ignore it. I'm gonna try to ignore it. A Wrinkle in Time.
Which one?
There's more than one?
Yeah.
Oh.
There was the one that came out last year. And there's also the made for TV one that Disney made. I mean, in addition to the other
I
one.
did not know there was another one.
Yeah, apparently it's better.
Okay. The Giver.
Yeah. Didn't we do this
I
last
feel like
time?
we did do The Giver. We forgot.
We forgot the giver. We forgot the giver. Yeah, I forgot the giver.
Forgot that we remembered The Giver.
Yep.
The Godfather. Did it work?
The Broadway Melody.
Nah.
The Great Ziegfeld.
Nah.
Rebecca.
Finding Dory.
No, how can you forget the mediocre follow-up to the mediocre movie Finding Nemo?
Ted 2.
How could you forget the mediocre follow-up to the mediocre comedy Ted 2?
You guys stump me one more time. And
The
then
Fifth
we'll-
Element. I just got Luc Besson on the mind.
It's like tough because I've like never really known about it.
Yeah.
So I like have a vague familiarity with it. So like I can't go, oh yeah. There's something animal related that's really gonna fuck you up.
Animal House. Oh, yeah, you meant actually.
Babe Pig in the City.
Yep.
Shit.
Man, oh God. I can't watch that movie anymore. Because, like, nothing, like, dark with consequences happens in that movie, but I don't know, spoilers for those of you who haven't seen the sequel to Babe, but there's a scene where allegedly an antagonist who is a dog nearly drowns. Like, the way it's shot, like, it's very dark and disturbing. The dog makes that okay. Like, yeah, obviously the real one, but also, like, this dog, like, Babe rescues it or whatever. And, like, you think that it's dead, but it's not. It's, like, actually okay. But it was just a bunch of animals, like, are watching this dog drown. And I'm like, this is awful. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty
that
fucked
I've
up.
noticed that. Like, I I am very triggered by like animal torture and abuse imagery. But if like someone is being tortured in like a horror movie or is killed or shot or whatever, like I'm like, oh, okay, par for the course, I guess.
Let's wait. I had one. No, oh, it was so good too, and I forgot. I don't remember it. Oh, I don't remember
It was perfect then.
Oh, that would be a good way to go out.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so. I can't remember it at all.
Oh no.
I can't remember
We gotta be balanced.
the own movie that I remembered. I guess that's. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
We can end there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna really bother me though. I'm gonna keep. I know.
He's gonna edit it in.
I'm gonna
We're
keep
compressing it.
trying to fucking think of what dumb fucking movie that I was thinking of.
Mm.
We're gonna let it go. It's perfect to just end on that. I'll let it go. I'll stop thinking about it. We'll never know. We got to move on anyway because we have an important segment introduced in episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
Zip all your zippers.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the book. Yeah, this week. Yes.
There's something a little weird about us both zipping and
Zipping
unzipping
our
our flies at the same
at the
time.
same time.
Oh, looking at each other with big smiles. Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Nice and easy. All right, we have another fun one.
Yeah.
Highly specific. It's come up with names for Brandon's babies.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the book. Yeah, this week. Yes.
So,
Alrighty.
basically, last time I was looking in a dictionary and just finding baby names while Brandon was sincerely naming his own. But I am going to pull up a random name generator this time because, of course, I've heard of the random name generator. And basically, for every answer Brandon gives, I will give a randomly generated name from the random name generator.
All right. We'll give 2 boys and 2 girls.
Okay, we'll start off with one.
Steven.
Okay. Madhu. Madhu.
Justin.
Okay. Harold's, but with 2 A's. Harold's. Harold's.
Chelsea.
Kofi.
Jocelyn.
Elishiva.
How dare you?
All right. I'm not done having fun though, so you gotta come up with
Fine.
more names.
Emily.
That is pretty good. How do you pronounce the A/E? Epelbeort. Epelbeort. It's that symbol. Oh, no, there's like a P with a line on top.
Can you show me? No. That's Thorn. That's a TH.
Okay, so Ethelbehort.
Ethelbert.
Ethelbort.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's Ethelbert. Because the AE is an E, and then the Thorn. So that's you'd see that in like the English King Ethelred.
All right.
So
I'm just gonna keep generating names here. Viola. I kind of want to stop there. That's a solid one. Nope. Ludolf.
The red-nosed reindeer.
Yes. Maritza. It's like beautiful and festive.
It's pretty good.
Maritza.
I don't like the TZ consonant cluster.
Yeah. Sashi.
I like Sasha.
Errol.
EROL.
ERLE. Maybe it's just Earl.
It looks like Earl then.
Jeremiel.
It sounds like you're gonna say a normal name, but then you just plop this suffix on like
Nope.
Jeremiel? What?
Nariah.
That's not bad.
Livy.
Mm.
Byung-ho.
Yeah.
Darian. Interesting.
No.
Isn't that the name of the lion from Dare? Darian.
That
the
was
Dare
that
lion?
was no, that was Dennis.
You're shitting me. That's the dumbest
No,
goddamn
no,
name.
I'm pretty sure it was Dennis.
Why wouldn't the Dare lion be named Darian? Dare.
Or Darren,
Lion.
maybe?
Oh, it might have been Darren. Well, he could have been named Bertoldo.
Bartoldo Manganazzo.
Rashid. Penelope.
I think I have Penelope, actually.
That's a good place to end then.
Yes,
isn't
it is. Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're going to move on to a tricky one. This one's called Time Travel, boys.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the book. Yeah, this week. Yes.
Oh, no, traveling back in time.
Yes, segment is if we could travel back in time, what is something in our lives we would want to change? And Brandon, I guess if you want to kick us off.
Yeah, let's think back to something I definitely regret doing. I regret. So I was in Central America a couple years ago, and when you go there, you're not supposed to drink the water because it has a higher pathogen content than we have here. So don't eat food that they typically wash. And I was super, super good about it because I went to Mexico. Same risks applied there too. Didn't get sick. I'm going to be A-okay. All these people getting sick, it won't happen to me. So we ended up going to this lagoon, which was supposed to have these natural minerals in it that helped your skin, I guess. And I didn't drink the water in the lagoon, but I did go in it. And I guess enough contact with it happened that I spent the flight home as well as the next 2 days and a half in utter agony.
Oh no.
My intestine was very, very messed up. So they had to give me antibiotics, as well as hydration stuff because I lost a lot of aqueous body fluid. So if I could go back, I would say, we'll just chill by the wayside and actually not come into contact with dangerous germ water.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right. Well, I have a really good one, but it's going to be a little tough to talk about. All right. So basically, I need some backgrounds. You remember that one New Year's Eve where a mutual friend of ours kind of went off on you?
Yes.
And Facebook's
yes. Not in person, but yes.
What was your situation that New Year's Eve?
Oh.
Were you looking for people to hang out with, or were you in Boston hanging out with people?
I was not in Boston. No, I want to say that was the. I think that was New Year's 2013, which meant I was leaving for Ireland in a month, and I had that was probably the worst New Year's Eve I had on record because I had tried to go out with friends to go dancing, but none of us were 21 yet. So we ended up spending midnight in the basement of this taco place.
That's right. You had told me about that. You were with people though, right?
I was with people. Yeah,
you did find people to okay.
Yep.
Because there's part of me,
and then I spent the rest of it alone after I said goodbye to them.
Were you there for midnight?
For midnight, and then I had to go home, and before I went home, I sat in my car somewhere and felt sad.
Well, I feel like it's really hard to make New Year. I haven't had a very good New Year's Eve in a long
It's
time.
awful. New Year's Eve is the worst.
Yeah, and I know you invited me this
holiday.
year, but it was just gonna be me, you, your girlfriend, and a girl I never met, and I'm like, it's not a bad thing on a normal day, but on New Year's Eve when I'm thinking this is the last night of the year, I'm like, that's maybe not quite the experience I'm looking for. But it's not all I had really. I was gonna try to hang with my family because it had been a while since we did a traditional New Year's Eve together as a family, so we did, and it was all right. But I guess what I'm getting at is that I'm glad you were with people, but I know said that, like, oh, right, hold on. We'll have to edit that out.
Oops. Just put a bleep over
Hold
it.
on, no, this is perfect. Because since I have to edit that out, I have to go get the pickles. So I have to.
Should I hit pause?
No.
All right. Hi, Future Drew. If you're listening to this while you edit it out, I just want you to know that was one tasty pickle. That was a really scrumptious pickle. 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 Shit pickle, shit pickle, shit pickle, shit pickle, shit pickle, shit pickle, 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 shit pickle, shit pickle, shit pickle, 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 shit pickle, shit pickle, shit pickle,
Okay.
shit pickle.
It's fine. Whoa. Oh. Boy, that's really gonna fuck up the momentum.
So since we're gonna edit this out. So when are we doing factual truths?
That's coming up like next.
Okay.
But anyway, so I'm glad you were with people because that's good. But I know our mutual friend says something not so cool. I guess the context is you said something about it's okay to make resolutions any time of the year.
Yeah.
And this friend said, no, it's not. You stop that, you. But it was, I don't exactly.
Well, it's not exactly that from either of us, but
I think it was aggressive wording. And my regret is that I was hanging out with that night. And I was.
You said his name again.
Fuck. I think, well, you know what? We'll actually put a genuine just censor now, which means I won't edit out anything, and I'll just add in.
Add in a bleep.
I'll just add in bleeps, so that run to go get pickles will still be in there to break up the tension of what is a very uncomfortable thing to admit.
Yeah,
is that I was there. There's a group of us there, and I don't. You know, I was. I didn't encourage it. It wasn't my idea. It was all his idea. But I did not stop it either. And I guess I found it very amusing, the idea that you'd pick an argument over something so innocuous. And
you mean that someone would?
Yeah, not you, but like just the idea that like, because I'm. Yeah, all right. This is tough. But he rarely uses Facebook, so the idea that he would come out of the woodwork to just suddenly talk about this thing that did not seem like something you should talk about.
I mean, it was like, it's over 5 years ago. In retrospect, it's actually kind of amusing.
Well, that's the thing. I thought it was really funny. But also, and I know this in hindsight more, I mean, and I should have known at the time, it is really hurtful. It was something, I don't think he tried to put it in a nice way. I think he was aggressive about it. And I remember you were messaging me saying, I think this was the night of, telling me how, you were really made upset by that.
I don't know.
And, I was with him and just never mentioned it. And it's just a moment I've always, it felt like I kind of like betrayed you as a friend by letting that happen, or, not admitting. And it's a hard thing to admit because you have to basically go, I was a shitty person to you. And that sucks. But I'm trying to be better about it. I mean, I won't lie and say that there were no other instances that might be similar to that in our friendship. There, it happens, but I am genuinely, and you're not the only one either. I think like pretty much all my friends I've like conspired like to a certain extent. But
Well, the thing with conspiracy from a legal standpoint is you actually have to like agree to it. Like,
okay,
that's the thing with conspiracies is like it has to be an agreement. Like it's complicated, and I won't get into the details now. But
I
like,
wasn't referring to a legal conspiracy.
I wouldn't call you a co-conspirator, legal or otherwise.
But I don't know. I guess for that instance, which I mean, if it's any consolation, Brandon, I have been thinking about that on and off for 5 years.
Oh, jeez,
where
dude.
I feel like you have
Don't-
probably blissfully forgotten about it at this point, which is good.
It took about several months, but yeah, I eventually said like, meh, fuck it.
That's good. And you and this friend hang out now, and I feel like it's fine.
It is fine.
And I don't even think like it's ever come up or been addressed.
No, and
But-
I'd prefer it stay that way.
Well,
honestly.
I from what I know, he was genuinely actually had a bone to pick, but I don't think he really cared that much.
Yeah, I struggle to think why anyone would.
I think
but-
it was just the idea of kind of making someone a victim over something so stupid, but that made you the patsy, and I just
I've always wanted to be a patsy.
well, I mean basically you were pranked, bro, and
Oh, it got me.
but you weren't even in on it, and I think it was a mean prank, and I'm sorry that I have mistreated you in the past. I really regret it, because if I can't treat you right, then you deserve a co-host that will.
Oh,
And if we're gonna end this podcast, I want to be the co-host you deserve.
thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I was thinking about saying that in the mystery message segment, but that's a little cowardly. So,
But you know, if I was like listening to it, I would probably like bawl my fucking eyes out.
it'd also be while you're listening to In Sync, which you'd vaguely hear in the background, like,
It was the Backstreet Boys.
oh, sorry, Backstreet Boys.
FYI, all the listeners just got very mad.
Yeah, it was Backstreet Back, all right?
Yes.
Yeah, but and Brandon, you deserve better. So I guess I'm glad I was very nervous you'd be a lot more upset than you are, so I'm glad you're not. I mean, I guess it helps that it's been 5 years.
Can you imagine if my reaction was like, thank you, after 5 years, he finally apologized.
Like as far as you knew, I wasn't even involved, so I thought you were gonna learn that and be disappointed and be like, that was a really dark time in my life. And
No, because you never said you weren't involved. Otherwise, you know, I assumed the circumstances and I was right.
you assumed that I was there with
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I already knew that you were all there together. All right, and you said his name again.
Yes.
There's so many bleeps in this.
Oh man. Whatever. Anyway, what if every bleep was just the fuck yeah this week theme song?
That'd be too long.
Oh, but it'd be good.
You're the editor. I don't care.
Yeah, well, I seem to constantly go against any of my intentions when I am talking currently.
Right.
I'm a very malicious editor.
Enough of this mopey mope. But what's the next segment?
All right, well, that brings us to we did What's Your Favorite again in episode 13 as previously established, but in episode 14 we brought back one of Brandon's faves, which is Factual Truths.
Yes.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the book yeah this week. Yes.
I'd like to take this moment to announce that we are probably around at the 2-hour mark. So we've officially made our longest Whistle You Dork episode, fulfilling the promise that we made in episode 15. And this is technically part 1 of 3. So this is very, very long.
Yeah.
But all right, Factual Truths. Brandon, what is Factual Truths?
Factual Truths is a segment where we would tell each other a story or past experience that we never told the other person before. And it can be positive, neutral, negative, regardless. It has
Okay.
to be untold, but it has to be as the name suggests, 100% true.
All right. But basically, the gimmick is a story the other one has not heard.
Correct.
And should I not have this be masturbation related?
I'd prefer that, yeah.
Okay.
I don't like to think of you jerking it.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
know that you do.
Do
you know.
Do you?
I do know that you do because you've told me, but I
Yes.
don't like to think about it.
That's fair.
And I would prefer not to think about it.
I mean, we all masturbate.
And I'd rather not think about it.
I masturbate. Okay. All right. This wasn't going to be about masturbation. I've got one.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting story. I don't know what made me think about it, but I'm not even sure it's good, but I'll just bring it up. Is basically, I wore pants, as you know, in college. And what would happen is, I was a little more fashionable back then because I had more confidence in my body type, so I bought clothes that I felt good in. Those were the days. I am wearing a shirt that I really like.
It's snazzy.
This is the first time I've bought a shirt that I'm really excited about in like fucking years, despite the fact I hate my body. But anyway, I would wind up getting these little slices in the pants. They were always in the same area, like near my thigh, like maybe a couple inches above the knee. I'm like, what the fuck? I just bought these pants and now there's just this cut in the pants, this tiny little cut. But you would notice it. I'm like, what the fuck? I was trying to figure out what was causing this because it was so bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
And they had some weird theories that I can't remember, but I know they were weird because how would you explain it? But then I figured it out, is that my previous laptop that I had before the one I currently have, did you just hear like a boom?
No.
I thought I heard a boom. Oh, that freaked me out. Because when I hear noises like that, it wouldn't have to be louder if it was like something real. But it could still be like a horror thing happening. There could be a ghost.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So my pants and my laptop. My laptop had various dents and things, and that was unfortunate. And what I wound up discovering was the source of these cuts is in the back of the laptop. I don't know how it happened, but I put a chip into the back of the laptop in such a way where there was a sharp edge.
Ooh.
What would be happening is that sharp edge would ensnare itself in my pants and cause a rip. And here's the worst part, is that I figured out this was a thing and I told myself, well, okay, I better be careful. At least one more pair of pants was ensnared, probably more. And eventually I just got so frustrated. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to file it down with a nail file, which I thought was impossible because I'm like, laptops are made out of steel. It'll never work. It worked immediately. And I was like, what the fuck? I've ruined like 5 pairs of pants at least when I could have just filed this the whole time. And I knew it was there, though. It's not like I was surprised to discover it. I just didn't put it together that that's what was causing
That
the
was
rip in
what
my
it
pants.
was, yeah.
I don't think I own any of those pants anymore, but it's like when you accidentally draw with ink on clothes and you know it's never
yeah.
going to go away.
My khaki pants are like that because of I use pen to take notes at work, and pen gets on you. It's really annoying.
Yes, hate it.
Mhm.
But there's a factual truth. It's just a random story in my life, and I'm glad I shared it with you.
Yeah, I'm glad you did share it with me. My factual truth is, as I was in college, and I was in a management class, and about 2 or 3 football players sat behind me. These guys were, on the team, which meant they're sort of a big deal. They would come in sometimes with their athletic gear on, not like their pads and everything, but just their athletic clothes and things. And like, the one I'd see play, he seemed like a really cool, nice guy. And if it was classes on a Thursday and I know they'd be like heading down to whatever school to play a game that weekend, I'd be like, oh, hey, good luck in Florida or whatever. And he said, oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. So we probably had that interaction twice. And like, I really admire the football players. They do things that I couldn't do. I'm a big sports guy, so it was really interesting just having them in class. A couple weekends later, I'm walking around the senior dorm areas, and I do what I usually do on those weekends, and that's just waltz into a party and pretend like I own the place. This had varying success throughout my career, but I walked into this one. I was texting on my phone. I think I had a drink in hand at this point, but I was just trying to be very discreet and lie low and just try to enjoy myself because I knew I would probably be thrown out very quick. I also noticed there were a lot of athletes at this party, so I'm like, oh, I'm in athletic party. I'm gonna look like I don't belong really soon. And it was also, I think, generally older folks, and I'm leaning against the wall texting, and I probably have the drink in my hand. And I look up to text and I see the football player. He's talking with this. There's actually, admittedly, really hot girl in front of the front door. And I look up. He sees me. I see him. I just give a slight nod as if to say, "Hey, you're in my class. What's up?" But his reaction isn't just to be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" It's he stops the conversation he's having with the girl, walks straight over to me and gives me the biggest bear hug I've ever experienced in my life. And I mean, he was gone at this point, so maybe he wouldn't have done this if he was sober, but he hugs me like, "What's going on, man?" And then he turns to the girl and is like, "This dude is in my class, man." And I'm like, yes, I am. And then I guess we had an exchange, and then I was like, maybe I should get out of here. And we haven't stayed the best of friends, but we wish each other happy birthday. And another time, he, I guess, was tending bar at this place in Boston, and on a Wednesday, he invited, I guess, I don't know if this is a one-time thing or whatever, but it's like, "Hey, come down and sing karaoke. You could win cash." And I'm like, I can sing okay. Not many people on a Wednesday. I could sure use some cash. And I sang. However, another woman sang much better than me. I was like, okay, if they give me the money, I'm going to be insulted that she didn't win. So I sang, she sang. Then they gave her the money, and I think it was $100. But then the guy who was running the thing came over to me, not my friend, it was a different guy, and said hey, so we're going to give the money to her, but you were also really good too. So do you want $50? And I'm like, yeah. So I tipped my friend who told me about it. I'm like, hey, here's a sizable tip for you. And then I went back to my dorm and I waited in front of my room and was like, I just want money for doing almost nothing. So that was pretty good.
This is the same night as the bear hug?
No. That was senior year, and the bear hug was junior or sophomore year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like two factual truths.
Yeah. Sort of micro-y ones. I couldn't end it with the bear hug because that didn't seem like a very satisfying ending. It had the friendship had to pay off.
That's
somewhat.
fair.
Yeah.
So hold on, we got even it out. So I have.
Is there more to the pants?
I have something related
Okay.
it doesn't have to be included, but it'll feel even.
Mm-hmm.
Is that this same era of pants around the same time? I rode my bike to classes.
These were Gen 2 pants.
What?
As in Generation 2.
Yeah. Well, I rode my bike to class, and I like riding my bike, but I bought cheap pants sometimes. And what wound up happening is I dismount from my bike, and I hear the loudest goddamn rip. My pants ripped from my balls to the top of my ass crack. It was absurd. And I was like, I showed up to classes perfectly on time, though. Mm-hmm. I walked whiplash style. I'd walk in the second the minute turned to the right time. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I can't do anything about this. So I went into class with my pants ripped as shit. Tried to hide it with my shirt and my jacket, and it worked. No one noticed how absurdly ripped my pants were.
Yeah.
and they were destroyed. Like when I took them off, I could fit my entire head through the hole that was created. I'm like, and like maybe another head could also fit. It was insane.
Maybe I should lay off the fries.
So, yeah, maybe, but they were just cheap pants.
Yeah.
They were also like I was trying to wear. They weren't skinny jeans because they were khakis, but they were like the tighter fit because I was trying to like try out being a little more attractive, and I hate it. I know it's sexier, but I like being able to move.
Yeah.
So
Like, I like suits, but like I wouldn't wear them all the time just because it made me look a little bit more sexy.
leggings, it's a way to look sexy and be very mobile.
Guys need leggings.
Yeah,
Come on, Lululemon, get on it.
I want to live in a world where men are considered sexy for wearing leggings, like, but genuinely, because I feel like usually when men are wearing leggings, it's like a cross-dressing thing, or people are like, "We love you, you're brave,"
or ballet.
well, yes, yes. I'm thinking strictly in terms of fashion.
True, straight for like RuPaul.
I don't want bravery support though. I want genuine, like, those leggings actually look very good. I don't want you to like, you're brave and I love you. No, I want you to be like, I'd fuck you in those leggings. And I want you to fucking mean it. Like, it's the world I want to live in. But for now, we got a world we're living that's based on segment 15. Well, I don't know if it's the 15th segment, but it came from episode 15.
Yes.
Is, I guess, kind of our last segment, but maybe not. Oh fuck, there's pickle juice all over me. Oh, this is, I mean, it's not really that bad,
Oh, it's in my eyes.
but no one wants to have pickle juice all over. Oh man, I'm glad I'm doing wash soon. Oh jeez. Oh man. If we like celebrate after finishing this and go to like a fucking bar, now it's like, hey babe, like, you smell like fucking bad cucumbers. Like, oh, it's
Say,
not.
what's the segment called, Drew?
Oh, did I not even say it?
I don't think you said it.
Let's eat this pickle.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and stop the podcast this week. Yes.
Okay.
And, Brandon, procure a pickle. I've just opened this, obviously. I will also take a pickle. They feel slimy. Jesus.
Oh, a little bit.
I don't want that one. This one feels a little more. Oh my god, it looks like a dick. It just looks like a dick. I'm gonna suck this dick now.
Oh God.
Oh,
You're so vile.
Ew. Oh god. This is so gross.
What's gross about it? It tastes like pickle.
Oh my god. Brandon,
Too bitter.
no. I think it's mostly the texture. Oh my god, it's so goddamn nasty. Ugh. I would rather have all the pickle juice dumped over my head than have to finish this pickle. But that's not the segment, Brandon.
All right, gotta keep the segment's integrity in check.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh my god. Well, that's one bite. Brandon, do you want to read exactly what these pickles are in case people are curious?
These are Heinz genuine whole dill pickles, so they are not sliced. They are perfectly cylindrical.
Oh god. All right. I got 2 more bites, I think. Ugh. I'm trying to.
For the record, I finished my pickle.
Yeah, he did with no problems. Oh, this is so much worse. I gave you the spicy pickle last time. I'm like, I got him. But you were like, oh, this is spicy. I didn't think I'd have trouble. I'm just like, fuck it. I found the jar of pickles.
Let me see if I can distract you from it. So, you know those like nuclear hot sauces and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like the volcano stuff? Like, do you enjoy that? Like, do you enjoy The really, really, really spiciness, like to the point where it hurts.
I've never done it.
Okay. Because I've eaten a habanero before, and that hurt. Like, half a gallon of milk was needed. Hurt. Like, had to ice my mouth. It hurt so much.
Wow.
Which, okay, maybe it was my first time. Maybe I'd be better equipped to deal with it now, but just, I can't imagine what, like, the hot sauce, like, with, like, the capsaicin levels off the chart. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, if I was falling asleep, I'm fucking awake now. Can't wait for that fucking champagne. Which I guess we'll bust out in the next episode.
I guess so.
Because we'll need it.
Is that the end of part 1?
You know what? I was going to say yes, but I feel like every episode does need to have a bonus segment. And if we're going to have a bonus segment in this 3-part episode, it should probably be here.
Sure.
So let's try to come up with one together.
Sure.
A good bonus segment. Well, games are fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also fun when we can make it kind of related to our personal lives. So, maybe we say something really mean. I got one that's interesting. Compliment sandwich.
Come on and gather round and come on and gather round and come on and gather round and start the book. Yeah, this week. Yes.
We say a nice thing about the other person, a not so nice thing, and then another nice thing.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Is our final bonus segment?
Yes.
It gets you excited?
Yes.
All right. Should I go first?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Then I can gauge
Just how
much I should lean into this.
I mean, I encourage heavy leaning.
Okay.
But all right, Brandon, you are an extraordinarily loyal person that I think is the paradigm of what a good friend should be. Brandon, I think sometimes women can find your technique for attracting them off-putting. Brandon, I think that you have a very nice haircut.
Thank you.
Okay.
Drew, you're a very driven person that knows exactly what you like doing. You know, if something brings you joy, then you stick with doing that. Drew, you lack focus, I think.
Oh.
Drew, you make drinks better than any friend I've had so far.
Oh my God. This is maybe my favorite segment. Like, no, this is a fun one because I've always also wanted to do one where we're just like mean to each other, but this is a perfect way to like do that, but mostly be nice.
Yeah.
Compliment sandwich. I'm really happy about this.
Sandwich.
That's a great way to go out.
Indeed.
Why don't I go get some champagne and why don't we stop recording?
Alrighty.
Woo!